What is up, my fellow Chibits? Today I'm here to bring all of you the monthly chapter review of Attack on Titan. So, I was unaware that this chapter came out yesterday. I was like completely unaware. Most likely it's because I was, researching majority of the day for TG. But I was unaware that the chapter came out, so please forgive me for that. And not many Chibits have actually told me the chapter's out, which is kind of shocking. So, I don't think many have actually realized the chapter's out right now. But this month's chapter of Attack on Titan, very, very simple, and it's kind of similar to the last month's chapter, actually, in a certain sense, because I noticed the way these past two chapters have been with this chapter and the last chapter. I noticed it's setting up for, like, the final stretch of the series. I mentioned this in my last month's chapter review, but you can really see it, because there's a lot of nostalgia popping up in these two chapters, along with letting us know how far our characters have come, and where they're going right now, and they're finally at that in-game goal they set out to do since, like, the very beginning of the series. For instance, going to the basement, sealing off the wall, going outside. I mean, there has been so much setup and preparation for what we are now witnessing for a very long time. It's been, like, fucking years that this has been ongoing, and we're finally here, so, of course, you have it to where the mangaka, of course, wants to have the nostalgia kick in for the past two chapters, because he wants everybody to remember that this is what we were reading Attack on Titan for. We have been reading Attack on Titan because of the basement, wanting to see what's in there, what type of information, along with, sealing off the wall, and then also being able to kind of figure out a way for humanity can expand and win this war. And to see this chapter once again, it's kind of like that. It's where our characters are wandering and just walking or riding horses to get to the wall or their hometown where it all began at the beginning of the series, and it's very nostalgic. Like, this chapter really plays off nostalgia, and if you're one for nostalgia, you're definitely gonna like the chapter. Like, there's no doubts about that. Like, if you love nostalgia, or if you missed the beginning of the series where it all began, and you just want to feel like, oh my god, it's just been so long since I've either A, watched the anime and seen some of these scenes, or B, it's been a long time since I read the manga and saw some of these scenes, it really brings you back. It really does. It brings me back. I remember when I started reading the manga, oh my god, and it's just like, it really brings me back, because it just, to see how far we have come, it feels like it's been fucking decades, actually, since I've seen where we're going right now with the wall and all that, and to see how they're finally about to seal it off, they're about to go in the basement, just like, all we have waited for is about to be here. We're pretty much at the pinnacle of the endgame of the series. And that's kind of crazy in a way. I mean, even in this chapter, you have it to where we have some dialogue with how some of our characters saying, hey, maybe, this time next year, we will get to see the ocean. And that just goes to show you how, like, the series is just about to be prepping up for its final stretch of the story, because we are at the final stages to where we're going to finally finish this fight with the Titans, and then, the organization outside of the wall. And to see that, though, it's just nostalgic. It's very nostalgic. And that's about it. I mean, the chapter doesn't really bring much new to the table, so to say, besides bringing up that next month's chapter is probably going to have a fight between the Colossal Titan and the Armor Titan against, the Survey Corps. And that's kind of what the main majority of next month's chapter might be about. But besides that, the chapter, though, of this month was very nostalgic, and it's pretty much very similar to how the last month's chapter was, with how our characters were reflecting and looking back at how much they have grown since the past, with a lot of death flags on top of that. So yeah, we got to get ready for those death flags. So dump your thoughts in the comments below. I mean, how do you all feel about this month's chapter of Attack on Titan? Do you feel like the nostalgia worked to let us all realize that the final in-game goal that we've all wanted since the beginning is finally here? Or are you one of those that don't like nostalgia and you're not a big fan of it? Just let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.